It's very hard to handle what just happened, but don't worry, your Uncle Mike is going to give you the assistance that you need and the revelations because people don't really understand the magnitude of what just happened. And, I'm feeling it. No one is immune to this. Everyone is going to feel this according to their specific life path, their experiences. It's your subconscious. And when you go through the invisible, the energies, the frequencies, it's actually more intense than anything that you could go through physically. The things that reside in the mind, or the way that you thought the world was. And a lot of people, they're seeing more and more things, and it could be in your life. It could be, the whole collective reality that we're experiencing. And he said, this is fake. And you start to reassess certain things. Yesterday, we had a massive spike in the Schumann resonance activity. I shared it in our Facebook community. At the same time, we just had that blood moon eclipse. And all of this is the clearing to reach 0 point in your subconscious. And you have to, it's an emptying out that is occurring. It's a total emptying out. It's not easy to go through. So I know a lot of people are feeling this. Where do we go from here? I'm going to break it all down in the lesson. And what things you should be concentrating on, and certain things in life right now, let it marinate. Don't rush into, and then when you reach 0 point and you kind of realize that nothing matters, and this is almost like a video game, really focus on having fun. And when it gets so intense in the revelations that you have, you said, wow, I was putting all my attention, it's the currency of the universe. I was putting all my attention on this thing, on this idea, and it was fake all along. It's an internal change. It's a subconscious clearing. And, many people can't handle it. If I didn't know and understand everything that I know at this point on this ascension journey, it would be very difficult for me as well. So I'm here to leave this message. It's going to help a lot of people that are going through these things. If you're really on this journey, you will be able to navigate this time period efficiently. All right, we're doing this live. Grateful if you click the like button, and by doing so, other people will get this notification and find it, make it available for other people. You might have an exhaustion that sleep cannot touch. You could sleep all night, and it's almost like there is an inner tired. It's like, and you could feel this. It's inside. And there's still an exhaustion. There's a state of fog. You feel foggy, that you're in limbo. You will have, as having a human experience, this feeling makes you feel irritable. You feel confused because you are running these programs in the background. You are running subconscious programs. That's your 95% of your reality. Okay. And all of a sudden, I love to nail it, fit Brit. I appreciate everyone coming on, right? So you have this foggy limbo stage, and actually your vision could almost feel like we actually had fog here. All right, the synchronicities that are going on, revelations. We go through times, and all of this year, as we move forward, this is a new beginning. In order to have a new beginning. And that's why yesterday's video is so powerful. If for anyone that hasn't listened to it yet, listen to it pillar to post, because that's the only way we move forward. And in our lives, emptying out, getting to 0, removing, losing, letting go is just as important as gaining. I discussed health and wellness. This is where we're headed in the future, because and a lot of people are going through this transitional phase where you understand and value your body, and you understand that you have to operate through this vessel if you're going to move forward. And I've seen this a lot with certain guys. They get in their ego. And even in the past, I was kind of like this. You think, oh, I'm just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But sometimes we need to fast. Sometimes we need to get smaller. Sometimes we have to tap into, when I teach health, it's called autophagy. And we have to get rid of the old dead cells so we could get young again and have a 200-year lifespan. And this is the true ascension journey. So sometimes in our life, we have to let go. We have to lose things. We have to go to zero. We have to go to 0 point. We have to have an emptying out. And we have all these expectations in our lives, and this is what's happening right now. And that's why people can't handle it. I know it's hard. You had and you might have had a plan. You could have a idea for years. That's why I told people, especially if you're in the dating scene, you can't deal with people. What's your 5-year plan? What's your 5-year? What a joke, right? Do you understand what we're living through right now? No, there's no 5-year plan. There's no 5-year plan. There was ascension. So when all of a sudden you had these ideas, listen, I had things. I start building plans and so on and so forth. So what is happening? We put things on a pedestal. Listen carefully. We put it on a pedestal, right? An idea, something in the society, or maybe a person. She was just an illusion, bro. He was an illusion girl. You put him on a pedestal, and then you had an epiphany, and you said, "This is garbage," right? You say, "Oh, look at all these people on the TV. This is fake. These are fake, false idols." Anyone that's hearing me and it's resonating, you got to smash the like button so people hear this. And you say, all of a sudden, and you go to 0 point. This is where we are. I'm seeing, and again, so that's healthy anger. I'm reading the chat right now. Dr. Gabor talks about healthy anger. It's actually part of your spiritual immune system. All right. A lot of people, they fall because you're an empath, and they try to lure you to sleep. They want to sing you a lullaby. They want to keep you. They want to keep you in a certain place, and then you actually become a battery. And you could become a battery, like Loosh, people that are familiar with this. So this is a time period where everything is clearing out. What do you tolerate? What do you tolerate? So now, as we're going through this and you have revelations and it hurts, and then you say, what am I going to tolerate? What am I going to tolerate in my everyday life? What am I going to tolerate? You have no interest for anything. And you kind of get into this void, going back to the void, that fog that you're in. And it's an uneasy feeling, and you don't have interest in things anymore. So as you're going through this ascension journey right now, it's accelerated right now. You actually lose interest. Things that you were interested in, you have no interest for. You get to 0 point. Like even certain things, like, and I always teach about balance. So there could be like a little game that you do, a little hobby, and you don't even have any interest in it right now. I went through a deep, when I really had to restructure my life, several years ago. There was a time I couldn't listen to anyone. And that was my intuition telling me that there was a lot of BS, blah, 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 fake stuff, trying to, just get you to stay there. And I knew I had to do real actual work, real actual change in my life. I couldn't listen to anyone. All I listened to was the solfeggio frequencies for like weeks. I went through this phase, okay? We have the 528 hertz on this channel. You could click subscribe, check out that video, listen to it, okay? So I couldn't listen to anyone yap because I'm the creator of the reality. And I went through this years ago, and I didn't understand the magnitude of it. And now, as we're going through it, really as a collective, that was my personal life at the time. I feel, and we all know, the collective of humanity is going through this massive reset right now. So we're all kind of going through it at the same time. So all of a sudden, you lose interest in things. You disconnect. And, you lived your life a certain way, and all of a sudden you're not connected. You don't care. You're at zero. This is 0 point ascension we're going through. 0 point ascension. Can't connect anything. And at first glance, you say, it can't connect to anything. That's terrible. It's so powerful because of the paradox of detachment. And that's why it's a, if you don't know, like I know all these things, if you didn't know these things, people are going to struggle right now. You can't connect to anything. Leave. I ran these right in facts. A lot of people are writing it live. If you're watching even on the replay or come back, leave it in the comments. All right. So you feel so detached from everything, everyone. So, the more detached that you get, it's we live in a world that is actually filled to the brim. Oh, look at that, 369. I look for the synchronicities. We live in a world full of energetic laws that are sometimes have a paradox to them. And in our lives, there's many loving people that are listening to this podcast. How you doing? Right? And you want something special. You want love, right? You want to love something so much. But in this reality, in this matrix, it becomes a paradox. And you actually are creating a loop, and you're constantly focused on the negative, on the absence of certain thing. And this is why the paradox of detachment is so important in our everyday life. And that's why we have to go to 0 point. We have to go to zero, kid. It's not comfortable. And I'm reading it. I feel it. I know these things. The chat is blowing up, right? Speaking to some friends, right? Our Facebook community as well. So if you are feeling it and it feels like it's so intense and it's almost like you're lost and you feel detached, but it's very powerful because it's 0 point void that we're going through. It's a reset of our subconscious. You lived that reality for so long. We all did. And now it's a great shift. And the more that we detach, it's actually better. The more that we detach, it's better. And now is the time to focus on what is the true things in life, because people are in denial. Don't get triggered if someone's getting triggered. It's like you self-sabotage a lot of things. And when that's why it gets more and more intense. And then you say, what does my heart really desire in life? Because sometimes we were running off the programs in the brain or trying to stay safe. But everything that I've ever done in my life, I was successful at. I went with the heart, and I had to push through a filthy 4-letter F word. Filthy 4-letter F word. Word, light warriors. You got to push through fear. And sometimes in our life, love, our vocation, our destiny is on the other side of fear. Galactic Guardians, thank you so much for the super chat. I love you. I'm so grateful for the support. Observing from 0 point and beyond, but still here from the beginning. Thank you, Commander Mike. I love you, Galactic Guardians. Send in the Guardians. It's time. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. I love you. So we have to detach. Where is your attention going? Now, in your life, and it's hard. I had a lot of revelations in the past, couple weeks, and all of what we're going through, our subconscious, the truth is being revealed. Okay, the more energy that comes in. We've had the solar flares. We had a Schumann resonance spikes activities. Had it yesterday, right? Just had a massive blood moon eclipse. which the moon represents and is affecting the subconscious. Remember, everything is balance. You need the subconscious and the conscious. All right? The divine feminine and the divine masculine in balance. And in science, that's called hemisync. In spirituality, that's called balancing the divine masculine and feminine. And so at this time, so what do we do, Uncle Mike? We don't have all the answers. So when it gets so intense, or you go through these quantum shifts, if you will, you, without your ego, you say, we don't have all the answers, right? I could sit here today, we say, I don't have all the answers. There's nothing wrong with that, because we're in the void. And understand that it's going to unfold in layers. So don't rush into, maybe just sit back and watch it unfold in layers. Whatever it is that you're going through in your everyday life, we're going to sit back and we're going to watch it unfold in layers, because we just got hit or we just had a big switch off, and it's uncomfortable. You're floating around. Got to reset those. Get the new apps on the phone. Get the new programs on your computer. Right? Got to reset. Oh my God, it's blank. It's blank. It's spinning around. There's nothing. I don't know what to do. Right? I can't do anything. That time period has to happen. We are in that time period. How you doing? Von Winkle, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. I love you, Von Winkle. It is a reboot time, Sean. It's a reboot. So in our lives, God laughs at those with plans. Everyone's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth, and we all do, and we all go through it. And that's why in our lives, we always have to just keep going. We always have to just keep going. All the time. Because it's never going to stop. I appreciate it, Noel. I appreciate it. We prepared for something. Sometimes we prepare for something good. Sometimes we prepared for something bad. And whatever we prepared for, maybe it will never come. Sometimes you prepare for something good and it was just an illusion. And sometimes we prepare for bad things, which is actually the majority of, what we've been going through. And I'll give you an example. Years ago, going really into like the pre-2020s and everything that was going on, and especially if you lived in the United States. And I prepared with all this extra canned goods. You got to have extra food in the house, right? You got to prepare. And going into the future, nothing bad ever happened, and I just threw all that stuff out. And I'm in a different place in my life now where, I could just fast. There's no big deal. So, I could use that example. Sometimes we prepare for something because there's all the spooky things that are on the, there's all the spooky things on the, all the spooky things on TV. I saw it on TV. It's got to be real. It's not real, kid. How you doing? So, so I could share that from my life. I was getting all the canned goods. I got all the canned goods. I could throw it all out. Throw it away. Wasted my time, but it's not a waste. It's a learn. You learn about these things. You got to learn about, and that's why yesterday's video is so important. You got to realize your God-given authority. You got to realize that you're actually a creator, and that's what's going on right now. It's happening. It's a system processing in the background. The system is rebooting in the background. It's very potent. It's very intense. And many people can't handle it. And that's why you're on this podcast today. You listen, you say, oh, wow, this is the stuff that's going on in the background. And it's Like you can't handle it in the sense where you say, what the heck's, why do I feel this way? I'm sitting on the couch, or I'm alone in nature. There's no one around. And because you can never escape the feeling of a nervous system reset. You could never escape there's nothing you could do when the subconscious gets wiped and and you hit 0 point. There's nothing you could do. Watch my world famous video, The Only Way Out is Through. We're going to reshare that video today. If you haven't seen it, did you watch it? Last the test of time. We're always going to continue our lives. That's why we have to be light warriors. And we don't want to be worriers. We want to be warriors. And, what we're realizing right now, the signal changed. So your life is the signal that you broadcast. Your life is the signal that you broadcast. Nothing is real, bro. Watch my other world famous video. None of this is real. So, and you'll see this, and I share from my journey. It's overwhelming. If I didn't know and study a lot of these things, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming to see a different version of a person, just like, what just happened? Or maybe you experience a personal Mandela effect. Do you know about the Mandela effects? We got videos waiting for you. All of a sudden, something you swear, you put it on the coffee table, it disappeared. All these weird occurrences with no explanation, because we live in a quantum reality based on frequencies. And when the frequency in the background changes and your internal frequency changes, then all of a sudden the reality starts to collapse. Also, another powerful video we just did. Know the difference between a shift and a timeline collapse. Very powerful video. Check it out. We'll put these videos up here if you didn't see them yet. And it collapses into a new, singular, definite reality. And it's cool. It's cool, bro. But then you say, oh my God, what the heck's going on? I'm scared. Oh my God. I do it too. Right? That's why I'm here. I'm here serving the people today, because, people can't handle it, especially if you don't know. So that's why, listen carefully. Awareness is the precursor to change. So today you might be becoming aware of things, and now you could change. You could change your perception of, oh my God, what's going on? You could change your perception of the situation that we're in, that we're going through. You could change your daily habits. Now you could lean in. You want to lean into whatever it is you're feeling and go with it. Because you can't run on obsolete programs anymore. You were running off of obsolete programs. You were living your life for somebody else, right? Now I got to start living my everyday life. Heck, these are our everyday lives. It's the name of the channel. You could click subscribe if you're learning something new today. I appreciate that. I teach you, I make you laugh. That's what I do. So the signal changes. And that's that uncomfortable feeling that you almost can't put into words. You're experiencing frequencies. Do you have an example we could relate to? Oh, sure I do, light warriors. When your third eye opens, or your pineal gland, all of a sudden you might have ringing in the ears. I have my full video. You watch, I talk about my story, how to have everything checked out. Ears start ringing, And then it's accompanied by pressure, and in like one ear you might feel, or both ears, one side, it changes sides, or the sound. So you're actually having an experience of a frequency, because it's difficult to say, well, how do I experience a frequency? So now we have our whole nervous system is resetting. Our subconscious, the operating system in the background. The operating system in the background is more important than the physical, like, things that we do. When it comes from an energy, from the base core source, it's much more powerful. And you are much more powerful than you were led to believe. You're actually a creator being. Everyone in the world should watch yesterday's video. You got to take back your power. You got to realize your God-given gifts. Realize it now during the reset. Not next year, not this and that and the other thing. It's you got to realize it. You got to take ownership, right? We all do. And sometimes we have to sit with it, okay? So years ago, I had a friend. He was on this journey a little bit before me, and he used to tell me, Mike, you got to sit with it. And I was, like, just kind of on my journey, right? And I said, I don't want to hear this. What the? And he said, you got to sit with it. And I'll pass that forward to all of you. You got to sit with it. You got to sit with it. Let it marinate. Sit with it. Analyze it. What's going on? And that's the problem in this world, all right? If you're tuned into this podcast, and I'm going to share this on a daily basis, okay? People's attention spans are shot. And if your attention span is shot, you're done. Okay? If you can't focus your attention. So I recently put up, I usually don't put up YouTube shorts, but I put up one that became very popular. And I get some comments. And again, it's the low-hanging fruit. The people that can't, okay, they'll watch like a 30-second like clip, but they can't sit and digest and process. That's what this channel is about. This is for consciously awakened individuals, people that want to consciously create and take ownership. You are consciously creating your reality. And that's not the low-hanging fruit. I get the same thing in the gym. All right, I'm going to take this, I'm going to get big, I'm going to take this, always looking for I'm going to take this. And I did that video when the man in the radio said, oh, you don't need to fast or work out or do cardio, and you could just take this thing and you could lose all this weight. It comes from a different place. So our lives is the same thing. You could manifest something like a Band-Aid, like you'll get little drips and drabs, but if you want permanent, lifelong changes, it comes from a different place. It has to come from a frequency. It has to be like, I am the embodiment of health and wellness. Not like, oh, I'm gonna do a fad diet. I'm gonna do no. I am the embodiment of health and wellness, and that's why, regardless of what gym I'm at, and all the people that know me very well, they can say this, and my friend calls me Quick Draw. It's about being the embodiment of health, the embodiment of whatever it is. So in your subconscious right now, there's a total system reset that's going on. And now you have to embody the new. Sonia, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. Thank you. Riding along slowly right now. We're all, and again, slow down. I love you, Sonia. It's an intense time period. So we do want to slow down. We don't want to rush into things. Let it marinate. There are things that you knew in your heart for like almost a year. Like not those, like anything that's like, okay, well now I had this and now it's only like a week old. I would let those things marinate, but the things that were running in the background that you knew for like a year, those are okay. Listen carefully to the message. If you felt a certain way, you had an intuition about something and it's been long term, those things you could act on. But if it's like one of these things that has happened up, and you say, like, I thought, this, whatever, but it's something in this window of time, we're gonna let it marinate. It's gonna be delicious. Yeah, we're gonna let it marinate. Because And you know what? Like even myself, I'm on a never-ending quest for truth, just like many of you. And going through the 0 point right now, say, what do I even have to bother for? I don't need to prove anything. And that was a message that I left, the message from God. God says, stop explaining stop explaining yourself to people that aren't going to make it. That you don't have to prove anything anymore. It's finished. So then you just like, what do I do? You understand how that's why you get confused. You get into this limbo. There's a paradox to many different things. You say, because you want to be driven, especially if you're a divine masculine, you want to be driven. You want to have inspiration. And all of a sudden you realize your inspiration just vanishes. It's gone. Then you get to 0 point. Boom. Start again. It's not an easy journey, kid. It's not an easy journey. S-tier luck. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. Yeah, we all have to exercise patience in our everyday lives. And again, you have to plug it into whatever it is. If it's something for long term, you've already had the patience on it. If it's something that's like, right now, let it marinate. Everything in life is balance. That's why on this ascension journey, you have to be conscious and aware. You want to take a time out. You want to go into isolation. You want to detox your body. You want to get to a clean slate. And after everything, that's why we have to be emptied out. We have to be emptied out. It's not easy. I don't want to, I want to have all the things, but we have to be emptied out. Because God doesn't pour into old wineskins. Anybody? We have to be emptied out. Because God doesn't pour into old wineskins. You got to go to 0 point. You got to realize everything. You're going to see things. You're going to realize things through the pain. That actually is the catalyst for change. Because most people in life, including myself, when the pain of being the same exceeds the pain of change, because listen, we all get uncomfortable with change. This is just the way. So when that pain goes through the roof, then there's going to be change. Then there's going to be new. It's going to be real new. Yeah. And you're going to be brand new. And as we move forward, you want to focus on love. You want to focus on respect. What are the frequencies? What are the standards that you're focused on? And what's happening in the world? This will happen to anyone. And if you're a person that's trying to do better, always remember this. Upon the moment, respect is lost. Everything is lost. And that's why a lot of people, they're losing respect for systems, people, situations. Upon the moment, respect is lost. The spell is broken. Anyone had that epiphany? You could smash the like button. Smash it hard, bro. Smash it hard, girl. Upon the moment, that's a quantum shift. Upon the moment, respect is lost. The spell is broken. Period. The end. For those that are, some people are asleep at the wheel. Okay, that's a different story. I'm talking for the consciously awake people. The people that have self-respect on a daily basis. If you would like to write a comment about it, because this is what we're going through as a collective. And I've seen a lot of disrespectful things in the world, disrespectful for our children, disrespectful for our men, disrespectful for our women, regardless of what it is. And the people out there that want to polarize things and pit people against each other, you're the problem. You're the problem. We don't do that up in here. Not up in here. Now, respect is going to be the new currency, bro. Respect is the new currency, girl. Always and forever. Number one, and that's why this reset and everything we're going through right now, okay? Oh, the masks are falling off. Valley Stumper. Yeah, the masks are falling off. I think we're going to see more masks fall off. Right? Once the mask falls off, you see it, and you can't unsee it. A lot of masks out there, Joe. You see them? So, and that's why a lot of people that are consciously aware, you get angry, you get mad, right? Again, Dr. Gabor, healthy anger, because your spiritual immune system saying, wait a second, this ain't right. Wait a second, this ain't right. You ever have this reaction? Wait a second, this ain't right. That's why you got to be real familiar about gaslighting on this journey. Oh, you're crazy, or this or that. But on your journey, you have to go to the internal authority. You have to understand what the emotions, the feelings mean. And you will reach this place. Like, you can't reach this place if you are in chaos. That's why God is going to give you an emptying. And we have to get emptier and emptier until we get to 0 point. And upon 0 point, then we just total Phoenix. Upon 0 point, then we go total Phoenix. Because you can't perceive it. If you are constantly bracing for impact every day that you walk into that workplace, you will struggle. If you go home and you go home to a covert narcissist, you didn't see him, right? But your body constantly, you can't feel this stuff. So that's why in our lives we have to be emptied out. Know who you are, because you might have went to that job, you might have went into that relationship in the past. Now, right? Your frequency is authentic. And there is a disconnect of frequencies when the subconscious is cleared, when the frequency changes. There is dissonance in the field. And what you're feeling right now is dissonance in the field. And everyone's at a different point in life. I'm at 0 point. And you might be in a job that it's not resonating. You might be in a relationship, or actually a situationship. And so you're feeling this. And then sometimes in life, it's just like men that are wired like me. It's about vocation. What's my inspiration in life? What's real in life? What's real in life? What's the meaning of life? Do you know the meaning of life? What's the meaning of life? To live a life of meaning. And that's why, people that resonate with me, there's not, I could just sit here and chill and whatever. But this is the paradox of letting go, the paradox of detachment. And you go through this way, and we don't know what's going to be on the other side. We don't know what's going to be on, and that's why you can't handle it right now, because it's this total void. And and you're detached from everything. It's a total detachment. It's part of the process. So each and every one of us, we have to clear it away. Diana Vaughn, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. I love that. We operate at our highest frequency when we are being authentic. Absolutely. I love you. And that's why you have to give 0. You know what? And that's why I conserve so much energy, because I don't have to wear a mask. The people that meet me Say, I don't have to play pretend on you. Oh, look at me. Oh, look at me. I'm on YouTube. I'm going to play pretend. Oh, look at me. I'm a special guru. You ever see these morons? The people that meet me in my everyday, I'm the same all the time. All the time. And this is something, and this drives me nuts, and I'm sure it drives you nuts. Everyone plays pretend. But in the life, if you could just be authentic at all times, you have so much, you feel the energy? I am always the same. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating to me. Maybe it is to you. But in the modern society, right, everything's a filter. On social media, people want to present their life, right? They go in the workplace, I'm going to pretend. They're going to go in the gym, I pretend, right? And then you're the person, remember this, because people in their subconscious, they know that you could see right through them. And some people don't like that. It's true, though. Just be yourself. And, and that's why I appreciate everyone that supports the channel and the community, because in this world, it's so easy to, or it's the way of the world. I gotta attach to this label. The label is an identity. I am this label. You lose. But if you're on the ascension journey and it's like, I am, it's always I am. And you're constantly going closer to truth. So easy. And when you reach this point, you actually become a mirror. It is a Christ light. So you're actually like a light. And then all these beautiful strangers show up. They love you uncontrollably. And then there's people that, one of my, podcasts from a long time ago constantly gets views. Why people hate you for no reason. You can even type it in the YouTube search. Anyone that wants to comment. Michaela, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. I love you. So remember, you're building a charge. You are going towards authenticity. You can't connect. You can't connect to anything fake anymore. And it's just that change in your life. It goes more and more. I can't connect to fake anymore. And a lot of us that tuned into this podcast 44 minutes in, you say to yourself, you know what? I hold myself to a high standard, and it's like, I was tricked, or I was duped, or I was, and so you just gotta let it go. And your journey is constantly going closer to the truth. Because why would you want to live a fake life? Why would you want to live a fake? Sometimes we eat food and we say, oh, this food was fake. A lot of revelations going on out there. I saw some funny reels on Facebook. You could hit me up on Facebook. We're reeling and dealing on Facebook as well. Anything in life. And then it's like, oh my God. And your world goes, psh. The world collapses. It's not a spooky thing. The apocalypse is not a spooky thing. It's a revealing of truth. So that's why at this time, many people can't handle this. That's why you want to, because we have to go through it. It is uncomfortable because you were living a life, and you might have been living this life for 20 years. I was 20 years. And overnight, listen to this. Listen, you're running these operating systems, and you had this belief and you thought it was true, and 20 years passed, and overnight your life just went. And what we're going through right now is the total overhaul of the subconscious. And the subconscious is the underneath iceberg. It's much more important than what you see in your physical reality. Hope is real. I love you. I'm so grateful for the support. I love you. Thank you for the super chat. The 0 point is a state of infinite potentials where you are not attached to anything. You realize you are in an ocean of infinite possibilities, that you are the 0 point. That's a beautiful comment. I'm so grateful for that. Beautiful community here. Everyone's teachers teach. We're all teaching. We all have something different to bring to the table. Click subscribe today. Take the journey. And this message, it's going to help us because we have to go through it. And if we don't know these things, you can't handle it. And you will realize it's already happened. It happens energetically, and then the reality physically changes. And those feelings, that uncomfortable sensation that you have inside, it ain't easy, kid. But there is no turning back. There is no turning back. So, yeah, I know that, you might feel like you can't connect to anything. Really analyze the paradox of detachment. So I have full videos on the channel page, manifestation playlist on the channel page. Really encourage everyone, because it's so important right now. Watch yesterday's video, because God wants you to walk in your God-given power and authority now. And when everyone does this, you are actually, that's how you're actually changing the world. That's how you're actually changing the world. And in the old world, which was the broadcast of the collective, that's why it is collapsing. And we will continue to watch it collapse as we go towards the 0 point and now away from it. We have to be emptied out, and it's not easy, but I hope this message is going to help you on your journey. Grateful for all of the community support. Clicking the like button, I appreciate if you do that. Click the subscribe button if you haven't. We have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. Let's get back into balance. Let's get back into alignment, and let's become the best version of ourselves. I love you all. Leave the comments. Really check out yesterday's video if you haven't, because you have to walk in your power. And this is an internal shift where you are now the conscious creator and not just allowing the TV and all these programs create your reality. You have to be the creator now. I appreciate that. Beautiful comments. You love this one today? All right. I love you guys so much. Take care. Daily videos if you're new. Check out what we have going on. More on Facebook throughout the day. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. Love you. Bye-bye.